I was warning people before the season about this LA Rams team coming off the Super Bowl. It's so hard to, make it to another Super Bowl, let alone win a Super Bowl. And guys, we get an absolute dud last night. And you take a look at how the offseason went for the LA Rams. Not a good vibe. You had the Matthew Stafford arm issue basically lingering throughout the entire offseason. Cam Akers, is he healthy? Is he not? Some of us drafted him in fantasy, and he has 3 carries for no yards. Basically the worst situation. It looked like he could barely move out there. And then, of course, how about Aaron Donald, taking his helmet off, similar to Myles Garrett? He didn't get suspended or anything like that. Also, a really weird situation with Aaron Donald, apparently, back in May, sending a message or something to the LA Rams that he was retiring, and the Rams didn't send it to the NFL, and he ends up changing his mind, and he's back with the Rams. The Rams had a really weird offseason. Overall, my takeaway, just bad vibes. And they come out week 1, 3-point underdogs against a really good team at home, and they get absolutely crushed. And guys, I just don't like the overall vibe of this team, and I think there is a chance they completely missed the playoffs. Now, that's probably not going to happen because they're just going to be able to out-talent other teams. Bobby Wagner, although Bobby Wagner's a little bit older, but the defense, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, they're just loaded. They are absolutely loaded. And, Matthew Stafford, as long as he is relatively healthy on offense, along with Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson. I think people overreacted a little bit last night to Allen Robinson. I understand there's a lot of fantasy people that get very frustrated. He really only got 1 legitimate target. And then that pass at the end of the game on 4th and 16, people were pissed. I think Allen Robinson is going to be fine in this offense. And, if you're in a deeper league, he is someone to look at possibly trading for as someone with maybe lower value to buy low. But guys, just looking at this roster from an NFL perspective, extremely talented, but there's just something missing. And understanding how hard it is to go back-to-back in terms of, winning the Super Bowl, even making the Super Bowl. That's why everyone's down on Cincinnati. They're a young team, and it's so hard to make back-to-back Super Bowls. They have a miserable, miserable schedule, and I know there's been some issues with Trey Lance, what's going on with him, not being named captain. You've got Jimmy G, they're keeping as insurance. So not a great vibe there, but the 49ers roster is so loaded. If Trey Lance really steps up, I have them winning this division over the LA Rams. You take a look at their schedule, they're going to beat Atlanta at home, I'm sure. They open with 2 home games, so they'll beat Atlanta. At Arizona, that's a tough divisional game. At San Francisco, very tough. Versus Dallas, I don't know. They should be favorites, but that's a toss-up to me. Versus Carolina should be a win. You get a bye week. They get a really early bye week, which is not ideal. Normally, teams like their bye week at least week 9 or later to kind of get rest towards the end of the season. Then they get San Francisco at home. That's going to be tough. At Tampa Bay, that's brutal. Versus Arizona, another division game. At New Orleans, that's not easy. At Kansas City, that's not easy. Versus Seattle, that's a free win. Versus Las Vegas, they're going to be favored, but Las Vegas is a good team. At Green Bay, that's miserable. Versus Denver, that's tough. At the Chargers, very tough. At Seattle, that's a win. This is a very, very hard schedule, especially the middle portion of it after the bye week. And, talent is not the issue with this LA Rams team. We love Sean McVay. He already has a ring. Matt Stafford proved he could win one. But the offense, there does seem to be at least a little tunnel vision for Cooper Kupp. And that's something I think Stafford and Sean McVay are really going to have to work out. Also, I think the big elephant in the room, can this team run the ball? If Cam Akers is not healthy, Darrell Henderson is not a good starting running back. Now, he's not horrible. He's mediocre, but is he really going to be a spearhead and really lead this offense to being elite? Because McVay really does like to establish some sort of running game. I know kind of the new trendy thing is to throw on first down, and I totally get it, but it's so much easier to throw the football when you are running it. And, you take a look, Henderson, 13 carries, Cam Akers, 3 carries for no yards. That's one of the big question marks right now. How healthy is Cam Akers? I could see, due to this team, just the way they've gone with the offseason, how healthy is Stafford? Apparently he's back and he's ready, and they were kind of hyping him up like he's more healthy this year than he was last year, and he comes out and just, 29 of 41, 240, and 3 interceptions, sacked 7 times. So this LA Rams team after last night, very, very concerned, especially with all the off the field, off-season stuff, with Aaron Donald retiring. Is Cam Akers healthy? Matt Stafford, they're coming off of the Super Bowl win. How motivated are they? Teams tend to struggle. It's so hard to get back to the Super Bowl. I am down on this Rams team, and then you throw all that in and compound the fact that they have an extremely hard schedule, especially the middle of the season, and you've got a team like San Francisco who's got a loaded roster. Literally the only question with San Francisco is how good is Trey Lance? That's the only question. And then the other thing, of course, you don't want to overreact to 1 week. You're facing a the Super Bowl favorite. You're facing the Super Bowl favorite in the Bills, but that was certainly a shocking result. And I'm just looking ahead, compounding the facts of the offseason. Certainly this team is going to just out-talent other teams. The defense is loaded. As long as Stafford is healthy, you've got Sean McVay. You should be good enough on offense. I do think the running game is a question mark, depending on who is healthy. But overall, everything added together, I am very concerned about this LA Rams team, and I'm certainly guaranteeing they're definitely not going to go back to the Super Bowl this year. I think the real question is, do they even win their division or make the playoffs at this point? I have the 49ers winning this division. It's a very tough opening night game, but I know a lot of people that were saying, oh, the line is ridiculous. Bet the Rams. They're at home. They won a Super Bowl. They're getting disrespected. And then they come out with that performance, even getting a few lucky fluke turnovers, the few Josh Allen interceptions, things like that. It was just a total mismatch and dismantling, only scoring 10 points of offense. So I think for the Rams, it's going to come down to Matt Stafford spreading the ball around a little bit more. I'm sure they're going to put emphasis on that, especially with Allen Robinson. I'm still high on Allen Robinson being a solid number 2 wide receiver. The week 1 was an aberration, whatever. I know people are pissed. They overreact. The Cam Akers situation is certainly concerning. The question is, how healthy is the dude? I mean, this is a shocking thing where Cam Akers suffers a major injury so long ago. We're at this point, if he's still not healthy, I mean, he suffered the injury early in the summer of 2021, so it's been well over a year now. And if he's still not healthy, there are some major long-term concerns for Cam Akers, especially with the fantasy situation. So we'll see if the Rams are able to rebound. As for the Bills, the Bills, I don't know if I've seen a team this, be this hyped up in terms of the Super Bowl favorite. Everybody, not everyone, but like literally 80% of the people I've seen doing projections have the Bills not only making the Super Bowl, but winning the Super Bowl. You look at all these lists, there's literally 5 predictions. Every single one of them has the Bills winning the Super Bowl. It just seems like it's the Bills' year. Now, we'll see what ends up happening. That was a huge Week 1 win. They're going to win their division. They're going to make the playoffs. The Chiefs, without Tyreek Hill, how much of a hit is that? They do have, Juju Smith-Schuster, Sky Moore. Replacing a receiver when you have a superstar quarterback tends to be relatively easy, but you've got a team like Kansas City who's going to be right there. I certainly think the Bills are going to the Super Bowl, possibly against the 49ers, because it just depends how good is Trey Lance. I know there's a few question marks. The hype has kind of died down. They keep Jimmy G. Obviously, they seem to be a little bit concerned about Trey Lance's development. And also, I think it's the idea to where they have such an unbelievably loaded roster. Just the 49ers are like the most loaded roster in the NFL when you combine offense and defense. There really isn't a weakness outside of maybe the running back position in terms of every position outside of the quarterback. So we will see, guys, but just wanted to do a week 1 update. I am worried about the LA Rams after their week 1 performance, worried about Matt Stafford, worried about this overall offense, their ability to run the ball. It is concerning, and then the defense should be fine. Facing Josh Allen is miserable. They certainly have the talent to be an elite top 5, top 6 defense in the NFL, but we will see, and they certainly will win week 2 at home against Atlanta. I expect that. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I am, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.